Hey guys, so I finally got my turkey roaster out of my loft and down in the basement here, and I just figured everybody has one of these videos. I totally get that, but I figured I'd just show the way I do it, like it's any different. But I figured we'll do a video of me putting it in and taking it out. But basically what I do to start is I just put about an inch of sand in the bottom. And then I usually take my big eye faces or just some spalls, things like that I feel like it needs some heat. I usually don't heat rock unless I 100% have to heat it. Rather work raw rock. But and I always place the bigger chunks in the center. You know, same as anybody else, but all the thinner stuff on the outside. Just load all this up. Just put a row in here, and we'll go from here. Try to place it pretty, like, strategically place it so I can fit as much as I possibly can. A lot of this is it's almost all Texas rock. I do have some alibates I'm going to throw in here too. Can't really pick the color up in here, but see how that heats up. All right, so got a good layer of rocks in there. Then I'll just take it out and have a bucket of sand right here. It's kind of heavy. I just usually dump our layer in here. Just a thin layer. Just enough to cover the rocks up. And then I got a bunch of like bifaces and stuff, tree forms I want to do. On this right here, I'll do all those on the outside. Put all these thin pieces on the outside. Put bigger chunks in here. Center. And the same with this again. Just put enough sand in here just to cover these rocks up. Yes, I'm wearing a scarf and my wife's pink hat today. Don't ask. A thicker piece, but it'll be all right. Another layer of sand. I'll put a thick one on this, but here I'll put a little bit more on that probably. Spread it around. Alright. Now, like, we'll have a couple pieces over here, you know, all small stuff. Like, I got rock that I don't know if it's gonna take heat. Some of it's pretty nice. Some of it's chalky, but this stuff here I usually save for up top here. It's not that I don't care about it, but it's more or less the rock that I'm like, hey, if it takes heat, doesn't blow up, and I'm happy. I just try to, up top here, just stack it all in here like I was down there on the other layers, but I'll probably stack a lot of rock up here on the top. I'll show you why. Something I put in first there is what I'm most concerned about cooking the game. I don't really get any fire popped, but I'll leave it at like 175 degrees for like 24 hours the whole day. And then usually in the morning before I go to work, I'll jump it up like 50 degrees or 100 degrees, and I'll tell my wife to turn it up every 3 hours, to turn it up. And then I put a thermometer in here before too. The dial says 450, but I had it to 550. So I think the dial is between 75 and 100 degrees off on some of these turkey roasters. And this is a Hamilton Beach 22 quart. Took the pan out of the inside, got rid of that. But they do get hotter. So once I work it up to, I usually take it around between 400 and 450 on the dial. So that means I'm at like between 550 and 500. So 400 is what I usually take it up to. I usually don't max the dial out, and then I just leave it sit there for another 24 hours at the max temperature. And then obviously it takes a day to cool down, because you don't want to take the rock out when it's too hot to handle, because obviously it's not going to need to cool down as fast the same way you heated it up, slowly. Use that slow cool. I'm just looking for stuff on the floor here. I got rocks all over the place. We're just throwing stuff in. What even happened to that piece of Burlington? I'll throw that into there. See what happens to that. A piece, just throw that piece in there. I like throwing random rocks in here and just experimenting with them. See what happens. I usually do that on the top layer. I don't do that on the bottom layer, because the bottom layer is the stuff I really want to make sure heat's right. And then I'll take more sand and just fill this thing up. Cover everything really, really nice. Now right here, I'll make sure I work it all down in the corners real nice, so I can cover everything up. I like to fill it right to the top. And I'll show you another reason why I can do this. I see a lot of guys that are like wrapping it with like all kinds of insulation and stuff like that. You don't need to do all that. You do not need to do that. If you do it the way I'm going to do it right here, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I like to bring the sand right out to the edges. And here's the reason I'm doing what I'm going to show you is because when you take the inner pan out of these turkey roasters, this lid doesn't fit right anymore. It's like it got airspace inside. But if you do what I'm doing right here, it'll fix that problem. You're using the sand to take up the space. So just bucket to the side. And see what I did is I took that sand and put it like right on the outside rim. So I put this lid on. Seals it right around here. Take a little bit of sand like that. Push it right around the rim. Seal it up. Guarantee you I'm not losing any heat out of that thing. There's no way. I'll we'll leave this sit. We'll turn this dial up right now, actually. We'll turn this dial up to, make sure I got this right. I'll sit on my floor in here. Go to 175. Leave that there till tomorrow at this time. And it's like 4:30, so I'll leave it at 175 until 4:30 tomorrow. Then I know the rock's got to be thoroughly dried. There's no question about it. But the next video I'll do will be taking it out, stuff like that. If I even do a video about taking it out. Basically what you do is you take it out and you hit it with hammer stones and you make spears and arrow points out of it. It's not really hard. It's just the three things I said. Layering it like that. Sand, then the rocks, and the sand, and the rocks. And each layer you do, just make sure you put I just put just enough sand in there to cover the layer of rocks before it. You want to make sure thicker stuff is in the center of the roaster and put your thinner stuff on the outside. Sometimes I throw a thicker piece on the outside and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't blow it up. I think the most important part is drying the rock. I think that's why people blow their rock up all the time. It's because they don't dry it long enough. You gotta dry it a whole day. 24 hours, you gotta dry the rock. And then, yeah, like I said, the layers. And then I think it's also very important, if you're not going to use any kind of insulation, which I don't think you really need, is to fill the roaster right to the top. Throw your experimental pieces on the top, because they're going to get heat, I'm telling you. And then put that sand right to the top, push that lid down real good and make it like a vacuum seal in there. And then the sand on the outside edge you can push around and really seal it up. And that's it. Ramp it up every 3 hours, slowly, 50 degrees or 75 degrees each time, and then until you reach max temperature. But I would recommend getting a thermometer to check it. I don't use one anymore because I already know what this gets up to because I've checked it so many times. So I know exactly what the dial's not right, so I just know. But yeah, if you get one of these types here, like I said, it's a Hamilton Beach, 22 quart. They're about 75 to 100 degrees off. It gets way hotter than 450. So I think if you do like the dial at 400 to 425, you're actually more than good for Texas rock. Alabates, I have no idea. I've never even napped this stuff before, but it just looks really, really rough. So I figured I'd stick it in there and see how it turns out. But I might do a video. There's a spider crawling out of there. You're gonna get burned up, buddy. I might do a video taking it out. But I'll post this video here for now so everybody can have an idea as to what I do when it comes to heating later on.